Hey, Jill.
Hi, Jill. Great job tonight.
Hey, Jill.
Hey, thanks. So my phone was just froze, and so I was like, "Am I even on screen?" Which is probably good because I couldn't see myself. But it just froze, and
We
none of the
can't see
slides
you.
are moving.
We can't see you. Oh,
No,
you're talking about on the other call.
Yeah, on the earlier call, then I got in on my laptop as I was doing it, so I was like, "Oh God!" But so I was a little thrown off because I just didn't show up. But no, I hope I didn't go too long. That was the thing. I actually practiced on a couple times trying to get through my points in 3 minutes, and I kept hitting 3.3, 3.5 minutes. I'm on, so.
Well, I think we might have gone a little longer, but they were good stories. I think they were good stories, and you both touched on a lot of points. So it was all okay.
No, I thought so too.
Creating your 30-second story. Jill and I actually did this at our Wine, Women, and Wealth meeting the other night. So Jill, I'm glad you're on because I want you to share. I don't know if you remember what you came up with, but I want you to share what you came up with. So this is going to be interactive. Jackie, you're going to have to phone them in. You're going to have to write them in the chat. But so I did this recently, and I have some questions to help you generate a 30-second story. Okay? So here's my questions. So answer these questions right now. Like write it down on a sheet of paper. So the first one is, why are you in network marketing? Okay, the next one. Well, let's share that one first. I know what my answer is. I don't have to write it down. Because when I'm
in network marketing because I love the freedom and flexibility.
Okay. Jill? Either Jill?
It's
Jill, okay, so Jillian?
I think, I don't know, network marketing kind of scares me, but I feel like it's the best way to reach people. That's how you can reach the most people is through network marketing. And I feel like you get the most amount of people to hear what you have to say through social media and using the network.
Okay. My answer, she asked me, when I was asked this question was, I like helping people have the time and money to do more of what makes them happy. So, Jackie, what do you got?
She's got, I love meeting people and I've always worked for myself, but I'm ready for a different path to help people.
Okay. And Jill Nur?
I'm in network marketing because it makes entrepreneurship for me affordable and possible. Something I've always wanted to do, and it actually makes it so I can do it. Takes away all the limits that I had, all the limiting thoughts.
So do you think interactive people, this is just us talking, with it's not right or wrong. So Jill, we talked about this the other night. Do you think entrepreneurship is a scary word for some people, or do you think it's intriguing? Genevieve's not
yes.
Scary.
Scary?
It's too big of a word. I mean, if she said home-based business instead of entrepreneurship there, would she be better served?
No, I said yes to both, basically. And I'm sorry that I interrupted. I know you were asking Jill, but I'm saying yes because I'm so clear. I am so clear, and Dawn especially, with all we've done with all the different personality stuff. To some people, it's going to be completely intriguing, and to some people, it's going to be intimidating.
And I can break that down and say, instead of entrepreneurship, affordable and possible, living my best life, having freedom, to me, entrepreneurship, it can break down in a lot of ways. It just means that I have the power to make my own path. This is the problem I had the other is like I kept like running off, and I had like 15 different 30-second stories because I couldn't quite get, because there's so many aspects of it. But I can, yeah. What do you think, Genevieve?
I have the power to create my own path. I love that, Jill. I have the power to create my own path because that speaks to everybody. Everybody. Like Jackie said something about home-based business. I swear to you guys, I've been doing this a long time. The B word for some people, it freaks the crap out of them. It's so silly. But Jill, I caught you, and I'm calling you out, Keitel. I might just call you Keitel. I kind of think that's fun. You started by saying network marketing kind of scares me. And that's normal at this point. Like, I mean, for God's sake, it took me a long time to get over a lot of things, but that's why I'm still here, because I took the time to coach myself through getting through that stuff. But when you say I have the power to create my own path, for somebody that wants to be an entrepreneur, that sounds great. For somebody that wants a home-based business, that sounds great. For somebody, like, it covers it all. I really like that.
And Genevieve, part of my story, and I don't know if everybody on this call has children, but isn't that what we want to teach our children? I mean, I think a lot of it is when I talk to my daughter about living a life that's worth living, a life that's meaningful, that fills her cup, all of those words, it is that everyone has the power to create their best life. And I think it took me 43 years to find it, because I just had all these reasons why not. And I think this opportunity made it like, oh, like I could line up all my reasons that I couldn't, and Dawn could knock them all down just with how Isagenix works, because it's, yeah.
Yep.
So right there, I mean, the answer to that, for me, when I answered that question, that was an instant 30-second story, right? What do you do? Oh, I help people have more time and money to do the things that make them happy. Oh, well, how do you do that? And that's what you want them to ask, right? You want them, that next step engaged. You want them to say, well, how do you do that? Right? So your first line, you want to grab them. You want them to be like, wait, tell me more. Hey, what? Time and money and people being happy? I'm in for that. Like, what's right? So your first line, whatever it is, you want to grab them. And then think about what your role is. So, I can say, how do you do that? Well, I'm a cheerleader, I'm a supporter, I'm a mentor, I'm a teacher, I'm a trainer, I'm a motivator. If you're in for the coaching, if you're more in a place where you're really liking doing the cleanse coaching, I'm a coach, I'm a I teach people about nutrition. I'm a cheerleader. I mean, a cleanse coach, same thing. Cheerleader, motivator, supporter. It's the same thing, right? So you're all of those things. That can be, if you choose, part of your 30-second story. Well, what do you do? Oh, I'm a cheerleader. I'm a supporter. I'm a team leader. I'm a motivator. I'm whatever. So then think about what you might say to attract the people that you're looking for. So Jill, my next comment to you was going to be, okay, so some people the word entrepreneurship scares them and some people it intrigues them. Which people are you looking for? Maybe you're looking for people who the word entrepreneurship intrigues them. And so that's a good qualifier for you, right?
I kind of think it is for me, because I want people who are like, I'm ready. Like, I want to take things to the next level. I want people who aren't intimidated because it's like they've always wanted it. I think there are people who read a lot of books, do a lot of thinking, have a lot of plans, and never do anything. And I'm sort of calling them to action. Does that make sense? Because that's how I feel my life was.
It makes sense to me.
Okay.
A lot.
I think so too. I think that when you said that, like, you have to be ready, I feel like, I don't know, you're like, Greg and I were going to do this 3 years ago. We were not ready. We bailed. Like, we bought products and returned them like 24 hours later. I was like, no, thank you. Not interested at all. We were not in the mindset at all to do it. And we did it. We did it in September and we're obsessed. Like, obviously we were way more ready a few months ago than we were a couple of years ago. And if someone's not ready, you can't force them. You kind of have to know who your audience is and who you're,
That's awesome. What about Jackie? I'm not seeing anything she's putting in the chat, so I can't. I don't know why.
She hasn't said anything else.
I'm gonna count on you, Genevieve, to read off.
Oh, what? I pressed the wrong thing. I pressed share instead of chat.
Okay. So
Run with one. Oh, she'd rather run with one than drag one. So yeah, we're caught up with what Jackie's asking.
okay, great. So think about who it is that you want to attract and get really clear on your avatar, right? We've talked about this before. We could do a whole call just on avatars. And think about who your target audience is, who it is that you want to resonate with. And then let's make sure that you're crafting your 30-second story to that avatar, to that person, to, you know, that it's gonna resonate with them. You don't need to please everybody. Use your 30-second story as a qualifier, right? I don't know if you ever, I actually, until I started really thinking about it, never really thought about it that way, but I'm all about it. It doesn't need to, I'm not going to appeal to everybody, but I want to be saying the right thing to the right person, right? So think about that, and then think about, so let's see. Genevieve, what kind of people are you looking to attract?
I'm looking to attract people that are ready to Jill, I really loved what you said. Just ready to create their own path, whatever that might look like for them. And I think what's really resonating with me about that, Jill, is that I didn't drop everything and just start doing isogenics. Like, I really did create my path, my own path that worked for me with this. So I'm not trying to steal it, but it's really, really resonating with me right now, and everything else that I've got going on, and just being as vulnerable and authentic as I can wherever I can. So that really is like people that know that they are up to things in the world, that already have a passion. I'm looking for people that already have a passion for whatever that thing is, that understands that I'm passionate about what I'm passionate about, and is that they're looking for something more in addition.
So what are you going to say then that makes that those people are going to like light up and go right on? What are you going to say in that 30 seconds, or just, you know, in a tight amount of time, that people are going to go, high five, sister, right on, or whatever you're doing,
Yeah.
together. Like what is it?
When I was driving to, and I don't even think I was thinking about this. I don't know what was on my mind, but when I was driving to my luncheon today, I was just thinking about, because a huge theme, Dawn, I think you know this because of the coaching that I'm doing, is all about my, pretty much one of the main things that I've been put on this earth this time around for is to connect with people. So, and I get what that means to me. So what I was thinking about was that as far as what I do, first and foremost, I connect. I'm a connector, and I give people the opportunity to create their healthiest, happiest lives. And if they'd like it, an extra income in the process.
That might be a good one for you, Jill. Did you like that? How people create their healthiest, happiest lives? I'm talking to Jill Keitel, but Jill, you too. Oh, you're muted, Jill.
And that little end part, of course, I'd play with a little bit, because, you know, everybody wants more money, really. So, but yes, essentially that.
I do like that. I agree with that a lot, Genevieve. I like the ending of that, creating their healthiest, happiest you. I feel like a lot. I mean, obviously, I think a lot of people want that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I've said that to many people before, and it really does get people's attention, and then they want to know how I'm doing that part. So,
you know, I think too, I have to kind of focus on, like, a lot of my posts and what I've been putting on social media too have been about just like the health aspect. I haven't really touched at all on like the business aspect and what it could do for you financially. And I feel like maybe if I made a shift towards that, maybe I'd get a whole different view of people, or a whole new audience of people that would be interested, instead of just focusing on not necessarily losing weight or being healthy, but I feel like adding that aspect too, because a lot of my friends are stay-at-home moms. They don't want to go back to work. They want to stay home with their kids, and this gives them the opportunity to do that.
And you're more than welcome, and we can talk about this another time, to use me as an example of a post that you can do of what's possible to be created while you're right in the thick of living life.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
I think for me, I am really clear that I want to make sure that hand in hand, and I rarely use the word business. I really like the word income. I really, really like the word income as far as when I'm sharing about that part, because it means money to people, and that every time I'm sharing that part is in there, because and Dawn, you and I have talked about this. I really am not interested in coaching people through their first 30 days and all that kind of stuff. Like, obviously I'm there for them and I'll show them the resources, but I am here to build my team and build my income and all that kind of stuff. So I want to make sure that I'm being super, super clear about that in my communications.
I was going to say too, Nancy, that today when I talked to Dawn, we had talked about creating a story, and it kind of hit home for me when you said, Dawn, like, if you just make a post about like, oh, I made an extra $500 this week with my side business, awesome. But if you kind of turn it into, oh, like this week I made some extra money and that I took a weekend vacation with my husband and we were able to do this all based on this home business that I've started doing. If you kind of build a story and it gets their attention, like, oh, I'd like to do that with my husband. I want to go away for the weekend. It's not just about how much money you made. It's the experience you got with it and the memories that you made. And I think a lot of people look at that more than just, oh, she made this amount of money.
Yep. Absolutely. I used to tell people when I first got to that point, like my first milestone was that I made enough overpaying for our products and I got to start taking my family out on family dates. And that was the biggest thing to me, to be able to pull out my ISA wallet card and pay for our family date with my money I made in Isogenics. Like that was, like, brought me to tears first time or two, like that big of a deal. So, and I used to post about that kind of stuff back in the day.
Can you honestly believe now, Genevieve, that you make $75,000 a year doing this? Like, you, isn't it crazy to go from
Great.
paying for family date night to like it's
Paying for everything. Yeah.
Crazy. So I was just thinking about, does anybody, so Genevieve, you said you want to attract people who are ready to live their happiest, healthiest selves. What about you, Jill? Who do you want to attract?
It's interesting. I've been taking a lot of notes and rewriting things that I've been thinking. Okay, one of these questions led me to answer this question. So when you put what is your role? And at first I was like, I'm a coach, I'm a mentor. No, I love when people say, I want to link arms with you. I want to partner with you. You are not alone. So I like the idea of partnering, and I like to find people that, it's funny because it's a different wording, but it's kind of, when you say you can choose your team, because, a lot of people we work with in life, we don't get to choose. I want people who have this joy, whether it's on the surface or it needs to be brought out. I want people who have this like fun, sense of fun and sense of adventure and sense of, whether they know it or not, they're badasses. I think we've talked about that. I really want to help women who have found themselves in midlife with circumstances that they didn't imagine, who are just feeling hopeless. And I look at them as, and it's not all mothers, it's just women in general, where you get to a point and you're like, I think we have a midlife crisis too, right? Whether it's brought on by marital circumstances or other, you sit there and think, where am I? Was this the life that I thought I'd have? And I think so many people are in that circumstance that is my audience, the people who are looking for more and want a bigger life. And it's not financial necessarily. I mean, as we know, financial means you can pay for your kids' college. You can, it takes stress and makes more joy in your life because there's less stress, but just who want more, like the community, just who feel like they are contributing and changing lives, whether it's the products and I know that's a long rambling thing, but I think I want people who are open to the possibility of having more and are trusting in that, they could. I think people are out there who have more in them. I think so many people walk around and think, this is the life I'm living. Is this it? Is this it for another 40 years and then I die? And I think so many people are on that verge of what's my breakthrough. And I think if we can reach them with a messaging that sort of says, this is it. A lot of our conferences, people get up on the stage and say, if not now, when? If not this, what? And I think that message just rings in my ear. It's like, so what are you going to do? I'm coming across you. I'm giving you this opportunity. If you really want it, that's who I want. I want the people who are just waiting for somebody to come across their path and say, hey, I got it. And I got you. And I'm going to take you there. Does that make sense?
That's awesome.
I mean, it's also very super huge and different.
Hey, Jill, sign me up.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you what I wrote. I did write a
it.
note. Think of this.
Right.
I said, I teach others how to build a bridge to creating their best lives. And that's not necessarily what it's going to end up being. But what I thought about is, what's the story of, you can give a man a fish or you can teach him to fish. I'm going to teach them to fish. It's not handed to you, but I will give you the skills and the opportunity, and you have to run with it.
Okay. So all right. This one, I think, and then we're going to have to circle back, because Genevieve, when you say what you say, I say again what you say. Help people lead their healthiest, happiest lives. And
One of the key phrases that always seems to wind up in there is that I help people live their healthiest, happiest lives, and typically what goes along with that, and build an extra income in the process.
okay, Genevieve, so how do you really? That sounds awesome. How do you do that?
Do you know that? Thank you. Do you know that even after all these years, I still kind of go. So just so you all know, Jill and Jackie, I still kind of go. So I, at this point now, take a much more direct approach, and I say, I've been using and sharing Isagenix health and wellness solutions for almost 7 years. Have you heard of Isagenix? And I actually have been going that way. And it's great, actually, because it actually gets me right to where I want to be. Again, that's actually not what I used to do. So, but that's where I'm at now. Everybody at lunch today wanted to know how I earned my my Disney trip. So it was fun. It was really fun to be able to say I share Isagenix, and I earned a trip based on the how my business has grown. I think that's just about exactly what I said. It felt so good. It felt really, really good to say that.
So, okay. So what's Isagenix?
Isagenix is a health and wellness network marketing company. And they've been around for almost 17 years, and they have an amazing reputation with a lot of great products. And I share the product opportunity and the income opportunity with people.
Got it.
Yeah, so let me ask you, is there anything in your life that you're working on improving as far as your health and happiness goes? And depending on the person, I might just say health and wellness goes, but depending on how my conversation has been going, I might choose health and happiness, because I'm a connector, guys. So I will go, because the happiness is going to get a whole different vibe. And some it could make kind of like, whoa, and then others could really open up quite a conversation, which is what I'm here on this planet to do. So it works for me.
Genevieve, I love that you said that you share Isagenix, because I feel like that's a big thing. Like, even talking with my mom, I'll be talking about it, and she's like, I don't want to sell the products. And I think Dawn has told me, and you have told me, like, you're not selling, you are sharing. And I feel like when you just change that wording, it makes a world of a difference. Because when someone says selling, it's instant, like, guard up and like, I don't want to sell anything. Like, no thanks, not interested. But when you say sharing, I feel like it takes it's like a softer, like, kind of approach,
Yeah, and so something that I've noticed is that I actually have stopped saying to people, you're not selling, you're sharing. And that's because I've been to enough events recently where we actually, I really respect that the company's taking a stronger stance on, and we've had some of the biggest leaders up there saying, get over it, you're selling, which I actually think is really great. And I feel super comfortable with the languaging. I actually, it was just in the middle of one of my posts the other day, and I loved the words that flowed out of my fingers. And it had to do, it had to do with the right nutrition to fuel our bodies and the right compensation plan to fuel our bank accounts or fuel people's bodies and fuel people's bank accounts. And I was like, oh my God, like I'd never thought about it like that before. The compensation plan fueling my bank account and the nutrition fueling my body. Like I was like, I won't use that, I think, in this. Maybe I would. Because I actually feel like that's really, really powerful to show what's possible for both of those things. Actually get a visual with it. But yep, I share. And I'll always say that. I know that I will. It feels really, really good. And I also feel like it's not diluting my message.
So then after you tell them what you're doing, Genevieve, I like that. What did you say? You asked them a question after? So like, are you working on anything? What did you ask them?
Yeah. So depending on how you're going. So if I'm just saying that I share Isogenics Health and Wellness Solutions, have you heard of Isogenics? That might be the first question. And then yes or no, what is it? Then I get a chance to say, it's a health and wellness network marketing company. They've been around for 17 years. Are you working on any health and wellness goals for yourself? And depending on the time of year, you can ask a question around that or just leave it, see what they've got to say. No, but my husband really needs support. Or yes, actually, I was just saying to my girlfriend that we need to start going to the gym, whatever. Almost everybody is going to have something to say to answer that question. Yeah, and then you can turn it to the business aspect too. Like Jill, you can go more that way. But let me ask you, are you feeling completely comfortable with where you're at with, and I'm stopping myself mid because I'm somebody that tailors with every conversation. I just do. I feel where things are at. I feel what has been discussed so far. I'm looking at who's surrounding us, like all that kind of stuff before I might ask. But it would be easy enough if you're good at watching cues. I'm good at watching cues and body language and stuff. For me, it's fairly easy to be able to decide if I want to jump in and ask a really bold, how are you doing with, are you really happy in your career? Or just ask, what do you do? Like you could just ask, what do you do if you don't know yet? And then that starts the conversation, puts it over on them, and then you have the potential to talk a little more about the other part.
Hey guys, I was reading Jackie's comments. And she said, just so we backtrack and include her, even though she's the silent partner in this, she said that she wants to attract people who want autonomy and time and money freedom. And I love autonomy because that's exactly what I think. It's just having that power, right? Like power to make your own path, power to, it is power, Dawn. I think that's what this opportunity gives you. When you can be your own boss, oh my gosh, I think of all the stuff I deal with at the office and I'm just like, Calgon. Take me away.
I'm sure Jackie doesn't have any of that feeling when she goes to court every day. Right, Jackie?
It lets you be what you want and who you want to be. Yep.
So I think this is a really good one. And then Jill, are you crafting yours over there? Are we going to get to hear it in a minute?
Talking to me?
Both of you, both Jills.
I'm kind of crafting, but I feel like I'm taking a lot of notes. I really like listening to you guys. I feel like I like a lot of verbiage.
Let's get through it and then see if we can't come up with ones that everybody's happy with. So the next thing I would say think about is what is your overall theme or your intention you want them to take away? Like what's the one thing when they walk away, what do you want them thinking?
Me?
Anybody. I wrote down, I could totally do that. Or, wow, I would love to do what she does. Right? If I can say something that's going to make them think, well, I could totally do that. I could totally do that. Or, well, I want to do what she does. What about you guys? What do you want them walking away thinking?
Dawn, it's the same thing, but different wording. It's possible. This is possible. This is actually possible. All these things that I thought, well, I want in my life, and that's her, I think we have so many excuses of why we don't move forward. And I think this is possible. And it's not a huge risk to put in your 150, 300, whatever, it is such a minimal risk to just start on that path, right?
What if you actually just came out and said, what you said is, oh, what do? I show people how they can open their own home-based business for $200. What about that? I'm just throwing it out there.
That's a mic drop right there, as far as I'm concerned. Because again, for the people that aren't open, they're going to be like, oh, okay, lovely weather we're having. And for the people that are, that it gets their attention, they're going to ask a question. How do you do that?
How do I do that? How do I do that? I help them set up their own virtual health and wellness online store. Show them, that has over 100 products that they're already spending money on somewhere else, and show them how to get paid to shop there, and show other people how to do the same thing.
I will say that is 1,000% what totally got me on board the second time around. When I was talking with Mike, like I said, we joined, and then like 24 hours, didn't even try the product, sent him back. And I was talking with Mike a few months ago and Ash, and I was like, gosh, I don't know what I'm going to do. My kids are in school full time. I don't want to go back to teaching every day. And Mike's like, listen, you can open your own health and wellness store. You shop at your own store. Whenever you want to have something, you order it. He's like, it's so easy. Then you get people to shop from their own stores. 1,000%. As soon as I heard that, I'm like, I guess it makes sense. I'm like, I buy protein at Costco. I'm going to the store buying all this other stuff. Why don't my kids love it. They're like, oh, Isogenics came today. They're just as excited. And I feel like it makes sense when you say it like that, because I feel like that's what people want to do. It's convenient too. It's like Amazon, but like.
We actually got feedback from somebody on the call tonight that slide really resonated with her about the list of the things, because she said she realized she buys at least a few of the things from that list every week. So it really resonated with her that this is making more and more sense as far as we're taking a look at this opportunity. So, yeah.
I think this is an important process to go through, because we do get asked all the time, right? We get asked in the airport. We get asked when we're at a meeting. We get asked, so what do you do exactly? And you have to have an answer that makes sense, and you don't want to get caught off guard, and you don't want to, and if you say what I just said, I help people set up their own, I help them set up their own online virtual health and wellness store. It's really easy. We get it all set up. They shop there once a month. Products that they're already buying anyway, protein powders and meal replacement bars and beauty care products. And then I teach them how to show other people how to do the same thing. It's, it's training. I do training. You say whatever, whatever jazzes you. But in the end, so when I say that and they walk away, Jill, with, well, this is possible. I could do that. I could totally do that. This is possible, right? And of course, I want to find out more. You want them walking away going, I need to find out more about what she does, because that sounds kind of interesting.
Jackie commented, and I agree, that I now use redirected spending all the time. It's such a great, short, obvious, it just makes it simple. Of like, I'm going to help you redirect your monthly spending, because people are always like, oh, well, this much is so much money. And I'm like, it's not additive. And I say, even if some of the products are higher quality and cost a little more, you get the tax benefit. And that might not be immediate, but at the end of the year, you will see it. But redirected spending is one of my new favorite catchphrases.
I've been saying it quite a lot recently too. Now the other thing you might want to, if a lot of your conversations are, like if you're in a place where you're having a lot of conversations about health and getting healthy, and that's your focus, then or that's what you feel like, that's the environment you're in at a certain amount of time, and it doesn't feel like you want to go right there and introduce the business opportunity for whatever reason. I know we're all working on making sure that that's part of our conversations, but obviously, you can fall back on, well, I'm a health coach, right? Now, that's what I used to say. Genevieve, I don't know if you used to say something similar, that you were a health coach. And I don't like to say that anymore, because I actually like talking about the business, and I like, connecting about that. But I'm just offering that, Jill Keitel, especially, as something that, depending on your conversation, that might be something that would also be comfortable, if that makes sense. So what is it that you're going to say?
Sorry. Yeah, I was just going to say, the cool thing is, and it's actually really fun for me to have people like Jillian at this point, because it's morphed so much for me over the years, like just to see that right now, this is what she might be more comfortable with sharing. And then we've got others, like Rochelle couldn't be on tonight, but boy, she told me last week, a few days ago, very recently, she's just done with excuses, and it includes the excuses that she's been making for herself. She's done with excuses from other people, so that when people are like rant, all their stories about why they can or can't, there's no, like, she's not looking to convince them. She's basically like, okay, great, let me know when you're ready. And she's moving on to the next person. That posture. So you have to figure out where your posture is right now. And that could shift in a month. It could, it's going to keep shifting, which I think is really cool.
I shared with somebody, I think, Jill, I might've shared with you on the call today. I don't remember who I shared with, but I was talking to somebody, and they said, oh, I had a gal. She was almost ready. She was ready to go. But then she ended up, something happened with her horse, and she ended up with $2,500 in vet bills. And so she couldn't. And I'm like, here's the thing. People who have horses are not normally people who are living paycheck to paycheck. So even though her vet bill was $2,500, I know that's not true in all cases. I know Rochelle has a lot of animals and has a lot of vet bills, right? But a person who has a horse and a $2,500 vet bill, they have the money, most probably. But people use the money thing because they think you can't argue with them. They'll just throw that out there. And, oh, I had a bill this month, so I'm going to have to wait. Okay, so your horse is now healthy, but you're not going to be. Is that where we're at? I mean, y'all don't want to like laugh. But I'm telling you, people who have horses normally, they know they're going to have $2,500 vet bills. They know they have big expenses. You don't have a horse. Horses are a luxury item, right? For most people. I mean,
unless you're like me and I find it on the street and I bring it in.
Oh, well, there's that. There's that. Jill and all of her fosters. So, and then, the other, so, and still along the same lines, what are you going to say that's going to stick the landing? What are you going to say, again, that's going to have them walk away going, I need to find out more about that. What she's doing sounds really cool. I could do that. I want to do that. So, what do we got? Genevieve, have you added or changed yours at all? Or are you still with your same one that you've been using?
Well, here's the thing that, and again, it's where I'm at on my journey. So I'm working with a high performance coach right now. We just had coaching session number 6 today. And one of the themes that's continuing throughout all of these is my absolute, like at my core, commitment to connecting without an agenda. And so when you were asking, what do I want them walking away thinking? I understand what we're doing here. I just want to make that very clear. I totally understand what we're doing here. And right now, at this point in my journey, I more want people walking away as whatever is going to sound to everybody else, pretty much getting that in a way I fell in love with them. Like they felt so honored and heard and listened to, and that I was interested in them, that they want to start a relationship with me. and that will lead to the other stuff. So I'm not trying to discourage anything anywhere anyone else is at. And for me right now, I get to the core of my soul that is what's going to be leading me to the next thing. So even if I don't get to this part of the conversation with people, that I have loved on them so well and honored them and served them and been interested in them, that they want to continue a relationship with me, which is going to allow for a much deeper level of the conversation that we need to have, because they're gonna want to continue with you because you've shown an interest in them and they feel like they can trust you. So that's what I'm realizing in this, because I've done some version of this so many times over the years, and I'm going, wow, that's when you asked that question, I was like, it was right there. That's what I'm wanting people to walk away with.
That's awesome. That's awesome. What about you, Jill Nur? I mean, I know you said this is possible.
Well, I like this. I show people how they can open a home-based business for $200. And I think part of it is I want them to walk away. I do like that. I actually love interacting with people. I'm a people person. So Genevieve, I like that, making a connection and being heartfelt. But I think if I share myself and that this is what I do, that hopefully they come away saying they don't doubt, that there's no doubt, that I'm confident in what I'm doing. And I'm confident in the opportunity. And I'm not like, well, I kind of know people who do this, and it's just like, this is the path. If they come away understanding that this is what I believe in, that's the closer. And I think I do like that simple line of, I show people how they can open a home-based business for $200, because that is the bottom line. And then you can launch into, why do you want home-based business? Where is it going to take you? I mean, it gets so much bigger from there.
Yep. What's Jackie typing over there?
It was me. And she's saying, I want people to walk away thinking they can do it, but I'm not begging them. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was one of my biggest takeaways for NYKO. I'm not begging people to do this business. Pass.
Yep.
Not interested. Not.
Mm-hmm.
Not. I will continue to reach out and create opportunities for people to choose in, but I'm not chasing people. It's just, they know where I am. They know what I do. They know what this business is, right? If they haven't figured it out by now. Yes.
I actually would like to share something. It's completely off topic, but it actually could really be a good nugget for everybody that's on this call. Donna had a breakthrough as far as how to be dealing with when we're all making appointments on the phone, mostly with people. We've set up our time. We've set aside our time to have a call with somebody that might be interested. I needed to have the breakdown to get to the breakthrough that people haven't been showing up. Dawn heard about it because Bill heard about it in person. I'm like, what the heck is wrong with people, kind of thing. I went through all of that. And what I got was that from now on, and I'm going to put it as a shortcut in my phone because I learned how to do that at Super Saturday. Whenever I'm confirming whatever for this appointment, I'm going to have a line that is something to the effect of, and I don't have the notebook open, I know that your time is valuable and so is mine. If for some reason anything needs to change, would you please make sure that you reach out to me in advance so that I can make sure to adjust my schedule accordingly. Something to show people that I take this very seriously. And one of the things my coach was saying is that will actually make them want to show up, because I'm respecting myself enough and also showing that I respect their time too. So it's new, but it's something that I am going to, trial for a while to see if it makes any difference in how people are literally and figuratively showing up. So I just wanted to share that with you guys, because I know a lot of us just want to be all accommodating, and someone's late and we're like, oh, it's all right. And like, we keep going, like falling over backwards to change things. I know somebody on this call that definitely does that. So it's a way that we actually get to respect ourselves and show them that we really take this seriously too. Thank you for that.
I totally agree. Like, nothing irritates me more than people that are late or don't show up. Like, time management is like, it drives me nuts. And I have 3 brothers that are late to everything. They never show up, like hours late. And it makes me so mad. I'm like, if you don't respect my time, don't expect me to respect I mean, you got to give me the same respect I'm giving you. And I feel like even, I think I was talking, I don't know if I talked to you about this, Dawn, but like writing messages to people. I think I was telling Greg this morning. Like, I buy makeup from my girlfriend Unique, or Rochelle. She sells Unique. I buy one thing from her. And anytime she has a new product, she always messages me like, hey girl, this is what's going on. If there's any new deals you want to know, like this is what we're selling. And I was like, thanks, I appreciate it. Right now, I don't need anything. But I always respond to her messages. And it irritates me so much when I send a message to someone and I see that they read it and then they just don't respond. And I'm like, just write me. You don't have to answer. You don't have to do anything, but just respond and be like, you know what, I'm not interested right now. Like, give me that much respect. I reached out to you, at least kind of return that, you know?
So yeah, I know this call's getting long. I just wanted to make sure that I shared that. And once I figure out my wording, if you guys want, I might even just post it in the groups, because I know I'm not the only one that deals with this.
I'm going to start using that. I got stood up yesterday, even though I confirmed like an hour before the call, and like I was just, at 3:25 I said, hey, I'm confirming we're still on for 4, and he never answered my question, which are you more interested in, the weight loss or the opportunity? And then I called, he didn't answer. I went to voicemail. I didn't leave a message. And then he responded, weight loss. And I said, I just called. Are you ready to talk now? Or if this is a good time, we can, if not a good time, we can reschedule. And he never answered me back. And so I actually was in the middle of a lot of things yesterday, and I actually didn't follow up with him again. I need to follow up with him. But, you know, it's just, it's frustrating and annoying, and something we need to learn how to deal with, because it happens unfortunately often. But I would have liked, if I had that verbiage, I definitely would have used it with him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think it also sets a certain expectation that we're not going to keep hounding them, because we've let them know our time is valuable. And, you know, and actually what I said to one of the people that didn't show up was, I understand that, you know, you had an urgent, and I asked her just next time to let me know. And I said, I really put my all into these. I consider them appointments. I put my all into these calls, and something to that effect. And I knew when I hit send that I could have lost her. Like, this is somebody that I don't have much of a relationship with. She just saw my post and was like, I need to lose my belly fat. Like, and I knew I needed to do it for my own, to kind of gain something perspective back. And it actually worked out really, really well. And then in my coaching today. So now I'm just getting like sideways talking, because I know how late it's getting for everybody else there. And I'm the earliest time zone, and I'm going,
Yes, and Jill, it's past her bedtime for sure, right, Jillian?
Yeah, I'm gonna cash out my battery. My battery light's blinking at me. It's been for the last 5 minutes.
So hopefully you got some. I was hoping that we would be able to share our stories, but I really do want to wrap up this call. So maybe when I post the call in DAR, maybe everybody can share their final story, or maybe this was enough to help people. Like, I think you should definitely share this call with Rochelle. I think we should share with Penny. Like, there was a lot of value here in that first, especially in the first part of the conversation, to help people maybe jazz up their stories a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, thanks for getting this prepared for us, Dawn.
There was more, but we'll wrap it up, and I'll do the rest of it another time.
Mm-hmm. This is always something we need to revisit, so thank you.
All right, thanks everybody for getting on. It was really helpful to have it be interactive, so other people can hear the process and hear maybe verbiage that resonates for them.
Mm-hmm.
Later, Gators.
Bye, guys.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.